Hi there, welcome back. So, second video using mica flakes, well, chameleon mica flakes, and a little bit of maybe some nice little mica powder there. Now, everything that we've used in today's video, wherever we can, we will give you a link in the description box. Now, this is not a chameleon mica powder or chameleon flake. This is actually by Jules from Resin Jules and Helena at Resin Supplies even. It was part of their Be Inspired kit, and you know what it's like if you buy a kit and you've got leftovers, you always keep them and use it in other projects. But I'm just doing exactly the same technique here as I've done in any other video that you've seen us do. Dry bristle paintbrush, dip it into the little pot of powder or pigment or chameleon flakes and apply it to the mould. Really burnish it on. Now I am just cleaning up round the outside where the mica's gone or the tint's gone that I don't want it to be. It's a beautiful golden yellow gold, if that makes sense. And I want to try and put chameleon flakes round the outside of it. So trying to make a decision here of what I'm going to use. And here we go. Now I will say now, right from the get-go, this is quite a lengthy video. Make sure that you have got something yummy to drink, something nice to drink, and maybe a little snack to nosh on or to eat whilst you watch this. We do also appreciate the fact that not everybody's got half an hour spare to sit and watch a crafting video. So if you watch half of it, pause it, go back, come back at a later time, watch the other half, great. If you're going to sit with us for the duration, and watch it through, thank you again. If you've joined us in the live chat, hi to everybody in the live chat. If you want to join us in the live chat, then you need to be subscribed to our channel, and then you just select live chat at the premiere and you can talk to us. I will be there. I am Laura from lottiejasminedesigns. Wayne will be there. He is also from lottiejasminedesigns, and also Hugo. So myself and Wayne, we do most of the projects ourselves. We think of the ideas, colour combinations, and we actually then produce them for you and do the filming. Hugo then does all the audio and visual editing and keeps all our socials up to date. So saying socials, you can also find us on Facebook and Instagram, where you might get a few little sneak peeks posted. So look at that reflection. I love it. Now, I really liked the effect the chameleon powder gave it here, but controversially, I don't use black resin. And I know a lot of people will be shouting at this video saying now, use black resin, use black resin. I didn't want to have a problem with the black resin like we've had in a project that we filmed and haven't shown you all, because it sent everything a grey looking colour, which was such a shame. It was a Christmas themed one. I'm not going to say what it was. But I didn't want the same effect happening here. So anyway, I use white resin, which with hindsight, yes, I probably should have used black or gold even. But moving on, I've gone back to using the beautiful warm light gold coloured mica powder or tint here, and I'm just trying to pick out the edges of the honeycomb frame. So the honeycomb sort of the hexagon pattern, obviously mimicking the honeycomb that you get in with regular raw honey. Who doesn't love honey? Yummy, yummy. That rhymes, doesn't it? Dear, dear. Honey also very good at the moment. I'm taking rather a lot of Manuka honey to try and help with my sore throat, so apologies if you get the old happening. I've got plenty of fluid, plenty of juice to the side of me, just in case the old throat gets a bit dry doing this voiceover. So I also decided to do the inside of the pot, this beautiful golden colour. Now, even though we use quite a bit of it, we've still got a bit left. So who knows, perhaps in future projects, maybe if I do some more lovely little honeybees, maybe some little honeybee earrings, or make them and then use them as embellishments in trays, trinket trays, maybe bowls, vases. Yeah, maybe some wall art. Perhaps we'll see this lovely colour again. But I then decided to go over sections of these hexagons. I think they're hexagons. And I can never remember if hexagon is 5 and pentagon is 6. Octagon I know is 8. Yeah. Put a comment in drop us a comment if you know how it goes. Hexagon, pentagon, octagon. So what would 7 be? Oh, good Lord. Yeah, anyway, moving on. Go down that rabbit hole. I've decided to cover in some of these beautiful shapes, again with this rather lovely sort of pale gold mica powder or tint. And then when I'm happy with that, I then move on to the Chameleon Flakes. Yeah, although they're really pretty and I thought, yeah, they're really going to show up, they actually don't really show up very much in the finished product that we get. But I, for one, am very, very pleased with what we actually see as the finished product. It will not be going up for sale though, because I'm not 100% happy with it going up for sale, because it doesn't, this is just really a test piece. This is literally a test piece. To see what would work best for us, for our style and so on, how the Chameleon Flakes would work on different styles of pot, different types of silicone even as well, as you see a bit later on in the video. But as you can see there, it's not quite showing up, but never mind. So I turn the mould back inside out. There we go. You see a few of the Chameleon Flakes there still falling off. Just checking to make sure that all the surfaces are covered, and then go back in again with the brush just to brush it on a bit more, really try and burnish it in. I also put a few Chameleon Flakes just on the top of the pot there, which obviously when you demold it is the inside. So just thought, I don't know why I went back to using this foam pad. Haven't got a clue. Well, how do you apply your Chameleon Flakes? Have you tried Chameleon Flakes? How do you apply them to moulds? Which method do you prefer? Let us know. We will take on board any hints and tips that you as fellow crafters can give us. So trying to open up this mould. Now, I will be honest, when I ordered this mould, I actually thought it was about 3 times the size. It's a gorgeous little beetle. There we go. Look at that. Now, there's a lot of detail in there in a very small mould, so I was a little bit concerned about the resin as well. So by all means, if you want to use, polyurethane resin because it's incredibly watery, then do. Gone for a green, gold, bluey colour. Look at that. And it's taking, this is a different type of silicone mould. It's taking to this mould so differently to the other one. It's just, I don't know what the situation is. Just trying to get that little safety seal out there because it had fallen down into the pot. And then obviously waste not, want not, making sure that every last little bit of Chameleon Flake is in it. And just scraping off the other bits. Plus, anybody got any hints and tips they can tell us about how to stop these from being so static or fly away? I mean, I was amazed by that. So there we go. So just burnishing it in. Can you see how differently it's taking to this mould? We've got a concern in the fact that we've got a lovely little dragon mould that we want to do, and we really wanted, in fact Wayne wanted to do it, and he wanted to use these Chameleon Flakes, but a little bit concerned about whether or not they'll take to the mould. So if you've done dragons before, why not let us know? What sort of success have you had? What method have you used for putting the Chameleon Flakes on? Have you used black resin? Have you tried using a different colour? What's your end results been like, basically? So there we go, just tidying up the surrounding edge of the mould there. I'm being very tidy as I go. Bit unusual for me, but look at that. Beautiful colours. Now, this is Wayne. He's taken over. He does all of the mixing and pouring of epoxy resin for us now, as unfortunately I do have quite a bad allergic reaction to it when it's in this state. But I do the aquacast ones that you have seen in previous videos. Wayne is yet to try that. So he's used, this is Tea Expert resin. It just happens to be the brand that we like using. It's a bit thick, so if you want to thin it down, pop the containers in a warm bath of water, like a warm bowl, and then obviously decant them to the volume that you want, mix to stir it in, follow the manufacturer's instructions regarding mixing. Also make sure that you wear, and take care of yourself. Wear gloves like Wayne is here, wear arm and sleeve protectors, wear old clothing, goggles or eye protection, and a respirator mask. And if you can, work in a well ventilated room too. So he's mixed it up. He's used white acrylic paint to pigment the resin there. And as long as you don't use more than 10% of the total volume of resin you've got, then you're absolutely fine. But we found a little of this paint, which is just any brand, but it is acrylic paint, mixed in well, but a small amount goes a long way. So he's just very carefully pouring it into the mould now. And this is the base part of the lovely little honey pot mould. There we go. Just carefully popping that in. Trying not to introduce too many bubbles into it. Because unfortunately, you know what it's like when you mix part A and part B of resin. You're going to create bubbles. If you've got I'm going to call it a debubbling machine, or I think it's called degassing machine, but debubbling machine, then by all means use that to get the bubbles out. But then as soon as you add pigment, you're going to put some bubbles back in again. There we go. So he's filled that up to the top. He's just going to take, he's just going to give it a little squidge. There we are. Moving it to one side. And look at that lid. The pink is stunning. Now, spoiler alert, that doesn't show up on the finished piece, which is another reason why I'm keeping it. It's going to go in our house. It will look lovely in our house because we've got a bit of a Baroque / boho chic vibe going on. And it will look absolutely stunning. Apologies if you can hear a dog barking in the background. They're never quiet when you want to do recording, videoing or voiceovers, so I've found. So Wayne's poured a small amount of resin in there into the lid, and he's just taking a micro brush and just helping the resin into all the little details there, trying not to scrape any of the mica powder or chameleon flakes off of the mould as well. So just making sure that no little air bubbles get trapped and that it goes into all the detail, because there was a lot of detail on that bee. And now he's just going to top up the rest of the mould with the white resin. There we go. So, of course, if you want to use black, use black. If you want to use gold, use gold. Totally up to you. Well, we wanted to try something new, and we knew that we probably wouldn't put this up for sale, and we're not. Yeah, if you want to see... If you want this pot or would like one and you live within the UK, we are more than happy to make you one. There will be a charge for making it. So it'll be cost of materials and postage. If you want it in black, then we will send it to you in the black. And in fact, if we do that, what we'll do is we'll actually update it through onto our website. Website will be launching at the end of January. So the end of this month, our website will be live. That will not show everything that we've ever made, but it will show a lot of things that we've made in the past and you will have seen on videos. There won't be any Christmas stuff there that you've seen on videos. We're going to save that for next year. But our main launch collection will be in March, and that will be our springtime going into summer collection. So this mould you can see now, we ordered it through Amazon, and I'm really disappointed because can you see that fold? They sent it to us folded in half and vacuum sealed, hence the ridge. Now I have no idea why I decided to use the two that have got the ridge in them. Absolutely no clue whatsoever. I should have used the top two or the bottom two, but yeah, my mind was elsewhere. You know, it happens to all of us. Look at that flyaway chameleon flakes. They're just attracted by the static. So went with a lovely blue colour. Swapped over from using the dry bristle paintbrush to trying to use one of these foam applicator pads, and realised after the fact that I shouldn't have done that. I should have stuck with using the brush. I just need to get a bigger, thicker brush, I think, and just not be afraid to use as much as needs to be used with regards to the chameleon flakes. It is what it is. But really loving this beautiful blue colour. But yeah, there we go. So it's a blue. It goes from a lovely light vivid blue through to a deeper blue, almost to a blackish purple there. In the other one next to it, again, God knows why I use this mould or this particular aperture in the mould. I should have used one above or one below, or anyway, went for the lovely emerald green. So this, when I actually burnish it into the mould itself onto the surface of the silicone, is this gorgeous green. I mean, look at that. I think the brush is the way to go with applying these chameleon flakes, definitely. Definitely the way to go. And in fact, I've just realised this is not me applying these. This is actually Wayne. Right, I don't feel quite so bad then for using the middle sections. Never mind. And by the way, these two the finished two coasters, because we're making some coasters here, will not be up for sale either, because again, they were trial and error, and we're going to be keeping those. So there we go. Once he was happy with everything that he put in there, and he felt that he had burnished them to the surface of mould to within an inch of their lives, he then moved on to the next stage. So we had some of the white pigmented resin left still, so we just poured that in. Now, we didn't want a lot going in. We literally, because these moulds that we've got here are quite deep. They're a good centimetre deep, and we don't need centimetre deep coasters. So he poured literally, I think, about 10 to 15 mils into each one. Went round the edges of them with the micro brush just to make sure that there were no little air bubbles, and then put them to one side to cure. And here's that lovely beetle. Look at it. Decanted some white pigmented resin into a much smaller, mixing cup there. And then he poured a little bit in, helped it into all the nice little bits of detail in the mould using a micro brush. Now, that micro brush actually hasn't got the foam on the end of it either, which is quite funny. A little pokey tool. Obviously, you use what you feel happy using, but he's just persuading it in and around up to the edges of the mould, making sure it goes into all the little details and making sure there's no little air bubbles. Topped it up a little bit more, which probably doesn't need it, but there we go. And then when happy with that, put that one to one side and spritzed it. Now, we do spritz all of our creations when we've poured the resin with some isopropyl alcohol, and that just disperses any little surface bubbles. So this is a full day later, and he's just demoulding. Actually, this may be me doing the demould here of this beetle. It came away from the mould nice and clean. Now, it's a matte mould, so if you want it super, super shiny or glossy, then you do need to coat it with some UV resin, but I honestly don't think it needs it. Look at that. Now, we've got quite a bit of overspill there, overpour, which I do just trim off with a little pair of scissors. This is the pot. Now, I love the gold, but then if you know me and you've listened to me with our videos in the past, you'll know I like gold, particularly in projects. But here we go, look. So this mould is a joy to use. It's very easy to demould it. You get it to a certain point and then you do the whole twist and pull, and it releases its suction and it comes away nice and clean. There we go. Look, twist and pull, twist and pull. There we go. Look at the gold. Now, you got your white base. Gold looks gorgeous in there, but look at that. See, it's not done, although you've got a bit of the pinky coloured there. It's given it more of like an antiqued feel, perhaps. Mercury glass, if you know what I mean by mercury glass. Vintage, sort of mirrored glass effect, perhaps. Let's see what the lid looks like. Because I'm a bit concerned. This is the opposite way round. So this is more Chameleon Flakes than the gold mica. Now, I was struggling a bit to demould the lid. So what you can't see is that off camera, I have then brought it back in, got the coffee stir stick. It's come away nice and easy then. Trimming up the base there because that's a little bit sharp. It's got a greyish colour. You can see the bits of pink, silver, grey, giving it quite a vintage, oldie worldy sort of look to it. I mean, it's hitting there, unfortunately. Oh, look at that with the gold and the pinks. Love that. Yeah, I think that is actually going to go in my bedroom. But look, you see the change there, the complete difference with the greens. But that's the bee. I will just say the bee. I am actually going to paint with metallic paint just to give it a bit more bling, and then coat it with some UV resin. I don't show you myself doing that. You know, you've seen me do it in previous videos. If you haven't, then why not check out our playlist? And there's plenty of videos there for you to see us doing that. Now, did the demould. And it was actually at this point that I realised, because it was Wayne doing the Chameleon Flakes, applying them, that I realised that this ridge has come through. Little bit of clean up there to do on the base. We will be putting some adhesive, self-adhesive felt on the bottom of these, cutting them out the right shape and putting some felt on the bottom. And as I said, we'll also be keeping these because obviously we've got the ridge in the middle there. We're very much testing out what we feel best, how much coverage, how to apply the chameleon flakes, whether or not they really work for us as well. Are we happy using them? Do we feel confident using them or not? But I do love the green there. And here we go with the blue. I mean, yes, black probably would have been a better idea, but we had the white made up and we didn't want to waste it. There we go. So, again, just checking the edges. It's looking very much like a mercury glass effect, which is fine for us. Goes really well with the aesthetic in our lounge. So these will be going in our lounge. But I do love that. But can you see what I mean? You can see where I've used a brush, but then also where you've got the streaks. Well, I didn't use the brush. Well, Wayne used a brush, and then you've got streaks where the foam pad was used instead. But that, I'm showing you now, is how the mould arrived, and it was vacuum sealed. So that's going to take some time for that to fully come out of the mould, if it comes out of it at all. I am going to be contacting Amazon to see if there's anything they can do about it, but I do need to make them aware of the fact that they should not be folding moulds in half down the middle of the one aperture like that of the mould, or two of them, because it ruins them. And you know, moulds cost money, so there you go. Anyway, moving on. Look at the difference in colour there. Wow. I might actually use this lovely little beetle in a future project for something as part of a decoration for our lounge. But look at that on the green. Almost lose it, but not quite. But I do love that. Anyway, I will be contacting Amazon, as I say, about that mould. So we're going to try and disguise some of this ridge. Try being the operative word here. Now, Wayne has got, this is Wayne doing this, by the way, showing you a lovely lot of selections of butterfly stickers, because butterflies are one of my favourite things. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know why that just flicked there like that. Apologies. And so once we've made a decision on colour, we peeled back the backing from them. They are very, very sticky, and then just stuck them down as best we could. Now, they do overlap slightly. That's fine. That's exactly what I wanted. Unfortunately, you can still see the ridge, but it is what it is. And here we go with the greeny gold one. Apologies for the amount of reflection that's coming off of that with the lights there. Wow. Wow, good Lord. But yeah, struggling a bit there because I've got gloves on, so I have actually handed it to Wayne off camera, and he peels it back very kindly for me. And I will now, any minute now, be applying the two butterflies to this. Now, you don't have to use butterflies if you've got other stickers that you can get something like this happens to you. If you've got other stickers that you can put on there, then put them on there. Why not? If you want to make it a feature and do some painting by hand over it, then by all means do that. By all means, do what you feel happy doing. Look at that. When you pick that up, it goes a bluey, purpley grey colour. So they do there's quite a bit of colour shift with them. I'm just not sure. I'm not convinced that it's 100% our kind of aesthetic that we want to go for. But just, there we are, just pressing that down, making sure it's sealed down as best as possible with no little air bubbles. And then there's the two together. Now, we want to seal those now. You can seal them by doing a flood coat of regular epoxy resin. You could use UV resin, which I'm showing you here now, if you want to, but that will take up quite a lot of UV. For some unknown reason, I thought it would be a great idea to put them back into the mould and coat them with a little bit of clear clear epoxy resin. Yeah, hindsight's a really good thing, isn't it? When you have that. In future, I think it'll be a flood coat, you know, it is what it is. So I've popped them back into there. Wayne has now off camera mixed up some clear. There we go. So some Tea Expert resin It's clear. There's a few bubbles on the top from where he's been mixing it. Those do all dissipate and disappear. We've got some new iridescent white glitter. Now, we were running really low on our regular brand, which is by Art Studio and is available at The Range, which is a UK store retailer. They never seem to have the white in at the moment. Lots of other lovely colours, but not the white. So we ordered this online from Amazon and thought we'll try all this out as well. Why not? This is a video where we're trialling different techniques, different products. And it does just give it a little bit of glitter, a little bit of sparkle, like we're used to. Now, because we wanted minimal amount of resin, minimal, I said to Wayne, again, why don't you use the pipette? Now, he hasn't used the pipettes really before now. This one takes 5 mils. I think we ended up doing about 15 mils in each one. We were really hoping that it wouldn't all disappear down the sides in between the cured resin and the silicone mould and pool around the bottom of the coasters. Spoiler alert, yes, some of it does. And what you can see Wayne doing now is he's done the green one. He's just doing the blue one. And to help manipulate the resin, because the resin's quite thick, he's just using the heat gun there just to move it around just around in the mould, getting it to level out. Now, it is at this point where Hugo's finger, that's Hugo's finger, by the way, not mine. He just lets Wayne know that actually he can see that some of the resin has already escaped down the sides. But it is what it is. It's things that we learn, things that, okay, we won't do that in future. What we'll have to do is flood coat if we have ever come across this situation again. You know, and deal with it that way. But we had some clear resin left over. So I got busy with the Chameleon Flakes, put them into these lovely teddy moulds. Now, some of these teddy moulds have already got little bits of white resin or coloured resin in. Oh, there's a skull there as well. And Wayne said, do you know what? I am actually going to colour this black. So this was what we had to hand at the time. We thought maybe it was only good in, aquacast or eco resins. But you can actually use this one. It's by Colour Fun, I believe. We got it from... I'll link it in the description box. But we've still got the glitter, don't forget, in this clear resin. We've added the tiniest bit of the black. And look at how dense that is. But look at the glitter. Golds, orange, green. Wow. It really shows up well. So that just proves that if you put white iridescent glitter in black resin, it does still work. It does still show up. Look at this lovely pink and green bear. They are stunning. So this is just a little bonus clips, really, for you. Do appreciate if you're still with us. Thank you for watching. Please give us the thumbs up. Drop us a comment. Are you enjoying the video? Have you got any hints, tips, tricks that we can use? Use it as our want to communicate all this out to other crafters. But there we go. So there we are, and lovely. He's just filling up all these little bears. Obviously not doing it as quickly as this. This has been sped up. And as I said before, apologies for the amount of clips that have been sped up, but this took a while to do. We thought just over half an hour is more than long enough for this video. So almost at the end of the resin there. Carefully filling it up. It just looks, these when they're demolded, well, you'll see shortly, are stunning. They will be available on our website. Probably not till, will probably be an addition as part of the spring collection that we launch. Keep follow us on our socials. Sorry, lost my train of thought there. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and also here on our community page, and we'll give you further updates of that, and also with the website launch. Now, this is a full 24 hours later. It's completely cured. Yep, I'm looking underneath. I'm doing the demold, and yeah, some of the resin seeped down underneath, as you can just about see there, and has gone on the bottom. Now, Wayne will sand that down, make it smooth. He'll sort out any other little bits of trimming up, neatening up that need to be done, and he'll apply a felt, adhesive felt backing to them, and then we will keep them and we will use these. but they're gorgeous. I do like them, even though they've got their, you know, they're not 100% okay. We wouldn't put these up for sale because we know that we're not 100% happy with them, but they're absolutely okay for us to keep. So there we go. I really like those. I like the fact that you've got a very bold, vibrant chameleon colour, a chameleon flake colour, and then you've got a really subtle butterfly. So look at all these bears. So again, this has been sped up because this took a while. This is me demoulding the bears. Apologies, yeah. Realised got the wrong size gloves on. There you go. But I'd started, so I needed to finish it. So I'm just going to demold them all, and then I'm going to show you them. So a little bit of, you know, you're going to sort of, let's just wait and see what they all look like. As I say, apologies, not doing a brilliant voiceover today for this. Not feeling 100%, as a lot of us aren't at this time of year. We've, you know, coughs, colds, flu, regular germs, and so on. But, you know, I will be more than fighting fit very, very, very soon. And actually, by the time this video goes out, I probably will be well on the road. Well on my way and on the road to recovery. So, all demolded. And here we go. Ooh. First of all, with the skull. Now, a little bit of trimming up to do, but look at that. And yes, I agree, black resin is the way to go. But I can also see a few little pops of glitter. I love that. You see, I like skulls. I know it's not everybody's thing, but I do really quite like skulls. We have got skulls for sale in the form of keyrings on our website. Those will be up there ready for the launch of the website at the end of this month. We've also got bears in the shape of keyrings, hearts as well. We've got a range of prices, so right from very, very affordable, from about £2 or £3, right their way up to about, I think, £20, £25. You will be responsible for paying postage and packaging, which we will display how much that will range from and to. Unfortunately, that is also going to be the case for anything that's international, whether it's UK or international or Europe. Who knows, if this really takes off for us and becomes more of a small business rather than just a hobby, we may be able to offer some sort of discounted rate on packaging and postage in the future. But we hope you've enjoyed this video with the little extra bits there. I love these teddies. They're cute. And the skull. So thanks for joining us today. Hello and goodbye to everybody who has been listening, whether you're in the live chat or not with the premiere. This is our little final shot. This is the beauty shot, as I would call it. But I just think they're stunning. As you can see there, the bee I have just decorated with the metallic paints. And yeah, so take care everybody, and we will see you again very soon with another video. Take care. Bye bye.